Good morning, YouTube. Oh boy, do I have a goodie for you today. Today's a special day. Today is the first ever Spectating Bronze Marvel Rivals Edition. Now, if you've never been here for Spectating Bronze before, let me tell you how it normally goes. Normally, this is more of a roasting bronze where people submit their gameplay footage in which we go through and we laugh at a lot of the stupid stuff that happens in bronze, such as people falling off the map or trying to heal the enemy or shooting at their teammates or whatever it might be. And it's all in good fun. It's all completely consensual. Like I literally say, when you submit this, we're probably gonna roast you a little bit. Like, you gotta be okay with that. And everyone knows it's in good fun. But I know that Rivals is a brand new game and it's attracted the attention of the entire gaming community. And in a lot of ways is reminiscent of 2016 Overwatch. And so I've realized there's a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, who do not know how to play hero shooters. So for this first one, I took a little bit more of a backseat on the roasting. It was a little bit more helpful / educational. I don't know if I want to do that all the time, because it's not the content I typically make, but there's a lot of very basic things that I feel like could really help players in Rivals. So I think I took a little bit more of that approach in this one. Anyways though, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit a like, subscribe, ring the bell. What are you even supposed to, I don't remember. But anyways, if you enjoy the content and you want to see more of it, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Helps me out a ton. And as always, I will see you again tomorrow. All right, chat. You're here for history. This is the first ever Spectating Bronze Marvel Rivals Edition. So if you've never been here for a Spectating Bronze, let me explain to you what we're gonna be doing here. I had this series back in Overwatch where I would have people that were bronze submit gameplay to me, and basically we would just go through and laugh at all the stupid stuff that would happen because you'd see some ridiculous shit happen. And so it was never meant to be educational, right? Sometimes you get some tips here and there, but it was always supposed to be just for the fun. And when you submitted it, it was like, hey, you know, we might roast you a little bit. Like, you have to be okay with that when you submit this. And it was all in good fun. But here's my thought process. Rivals is brand new. And the amount of brand new people to this game and to hero shooters in general is much higher than we ever had in Overwatch these days, because you didn't have a steady flow of new players. There's a lot of new players that are here. So for this one, and maybe for future ones as well, I don't know yet. I haven't decided yet. We'll be a little bit nicer, a little bit more understanding of the dumbassery. Basically, what I ended up having people do is submit stuff in my Discord. For a little bit, we were trying to have people like submit, you know, their rank and their Overwatch rank if they had played it, just so we could get a decent idea, because everyone starts in bronze in Rivals. But we ended up finding out a good system for it, so we're pretty confident that who we're actually watching is actually bronze or silver. And so first up, we have this player. Appears to be Jeff the Landshark potential player. I don't know if they did in this one. They didn't. No, they put Loki in this one. And they go, "Hi Flats, I'm very new to online shooters. Marvel Rivals is actually my first one. Before this, the only shooter game I've completed is BioShock. So I'm still struggling to get the hang of things. I feel like I am deeply confused every game, and I'm often too reliant on my teammates. After watching this particular replay, I realized my gameplay is so bad that I shouldn't even hit bronze 1. Any tips on how to improve my overall gameplay would be really appreciated. Thank you." And then they submitted this screenshot alongside it. How many games they've played. They've got about 20 hours in the game. I figured we could give them a watch and see, 1, what does bronze look like in Marvel Rivals? And 2, maybe we can give them a little help along the way. Oh, we get to see what their stat line looks like at the beginning too. What was their name again? PC Nice Enjoyer? So it's this person down here who went 11 and 10. Oof, 11 and 10 in a win is a little tough. Wait, how did you guys win? They have 33, 35. You guys must have played the objective. That's my guess. All right, let's get into it. Lowest deaths on the team though? Yeah, but a support should have the lowest deaths on the team. If they don't, it's like, uh-oh. Still one though? That's a good way to fall into a hole of not improving and not understanding what you might have done wrong. Because even if something works out, it doesn't mean it was good. Sometimes they're just kind of dumb. And just because it popped off and it might have worked, doesn't mean you should make a habit of it. A good example of that is taking really bad 1v1s. If you take a really bad 1v1 and their mechanical skill is somewhere equivalent to a actual chestnut, and you happen to hit 1 or 2 lucky shots, you might think that was a good flank, but realistically, it was an awful flank. So just because the result was a win doesn't mean you should count on that as like, oh, that was a good idea. All right, I've actually not played a ton of Loki here. So I'm not gonna try to say too much about actual Loki positioning, well, not Loki positioning, sorry, I'll do positioning, but like turret placement and clones. But the way you basically play Loki Okay, that was actually a nice little immortality field. The one problem I have so far, though, is you gotta look at the threat. They're still shooting at you. You gotta look up. There you go. There you go. Don't be afraid. I think you can beat them. There's a Psylocke next to you. I can tell you're getting a little bit overwhelmed. I see where the confusion is coming in, and you're just kind of trying to focus on healing your teammates. I'm gonna teach you a little something real quick, okay? I'm gonna teach you a little something. Something very, very important. Very, very important in every hero shooter, so lock the fuck in. You can't help anyone if you're dead. Say it with me. You cannot help anyone if you're dead. And this is extremely important for supports, and it's extremely important for tanks. How often people try to do the correct thing and try to go heal a teammate who's in trouble, or try to go tank and block for somebody to save them and end up feeding will cost you every game. You have to learn to let them go. And if you're in trouble on a support, you need to take care of yourself first. So you TP'd in here to try to make sure you can take care of your Penny. Your Penny's actually still alive, which is impressive. But your positioning here is a little bit scary. Oh God. Positioning here is a little bit scary. I would go kill the baby right now, though. I'd go kill the baby. I wouldn't let him live. Okay, we're gonna put up another turret. Okay, you get a kill. Nice. You gotta look up at the threat, though. Now there's an Iron Man looking down, shooting at everybody. You gotta look up at him. Always, 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 always address whatever threat or incoming threat there is. You just looked at him again, you didn't happen to go for them. I assume that's because you are of the mindset of, I must heal. I must heal my team, I must help them. Honestly, your positioning is, for somebody who's literally never, okay, like, let me just say this really quick. Because I've been giving you so many negatives, I need to give you a positive. Your positioning for a brand new hero shooter player is immaculate. You already have an understanding of high ground, and you're in bronze in your first hero shooter game ever. Honestly, almost first shooter game, because Bioshock's cool, but I wouldn't consider it a shooter game, is immaculate. Now, you need to be able to hit all of your shots from that position. That's the next step. So here's where you probably could have gone down on low ground and help your team cap, because like staying up here doesn't really do anything. Like, you're gonna win this. If you're really scared, you can put another clone over here and then teleport back to it if you were really in trouble. But also, yeah, I want to see you start engaging these threats on the high ground. You see a Jeff up there, you see an Iron Man up there. You're not really fighting back. Like, fight back, bro. Fight back. Fight back. You also could have probably popped a clone there and then popped your immortality on them. A little bit of a waste of your immortality there. Don't really need it. Now you're getting pressured by this Hulk. Yeah, I can tell you get a little bit confused when you get pressured. That's the number one thing I've noticed out of you so far, is you're not used to pressure. If anyone shoots at you, you get put in a really bad spot. You just kind of like, just put your head down and run. And that's the worst thing you could do. It is genuinely the best way to become prey to an enemy, where they will just chase you to the end. And nobody, I'm gonna be honest with you, in this rank, nobody's gonna save you. Nobody's gonna come save you. You have to be able to save yourself. So how do you save yourself? Having your clones in different spots to be able to teleport to them, or being able to go invisible at the correct times. But also, first off, good invisibility escape right there. But unfortunately, you stood next to your own clone, and so the clone can be seen, so you just get splash damage, which is unfortunate. But you're also not even looking at the Jeff. Honestly, like right now, the Jeff is still sitting there. He's still sitting there. There needs to not be the mentality of, oh, that's someone else's job. Look up there right now. He's still there. He's still shooting you. He's still there. He's still there. He's still there. He's still there. Someone needs to deal with him. Take initiative. You be the one to deal with him. You got this. For Loki specifically, you should be looking to copy one of a few targets. On that team specifically, I would probably copy Cloak and Dagger. You should copy Cloak and Dagger, right? And the reason why you copy Cloak and Dagger is because Cloak and Dagger's ult can be very strong, especially if your team is in trouble, and also you can play aggressive with it. I'm not telling you to go Cloak for him, but if you did choose to go Cloak for him, you could ult into their team 3 times, like the 3 spreads, pop Cloak for him, then maybe kill a support. Because unfortunately right now, you're just kind of food for their Hulk. You're not really participating. You're honestly not even spectating at this point. At this rank, no one's gonna play in the Cloak and Dagger ult. That's okay. You can play in the Cloak and Dagger ult, and that's fine. I remember way back when I did Overwatch stuff forever ago, like when I used to like years and years ago, I remember talking to someone who I was trying to help out with like watching their stuff. And I was telling them, I was like, dude, do you ever watch back your VODs? Do you ever like review your own stuff? Because you make the same mistakes constantly. And then I'm telling you you're making these mistakes and you don't acknowledge it. You just tell me, oh, it's a one-time thing. I'm like, no, it's not. You're doing it consistently. And they hit me back with, no, I do. I VOD review with my friend all the time. And I go, oh, really? And they're like, yeah, we play together. And so like after our games, sometimes we end up going back and watching to see what we could have done better. I go, oh, so what rank is your friend? They're like, oh, we're the same rank. I'm like, so you're both silver? They're like, yeah. I go, so the silver player and the other silver player are telling each other how to play the game. Neither of you know what the issue is. You're both stuck in the same spot trying to figure it out by telling each other what the problem is. Now take that and put it into a ranked environment where you have somebody who's like hard pinging, like kill the Hulk, kill the Hulk, kill the Hulk. You want to kill the Hulk and there's triple support pocketing them. It's like, well, the person who's hard pinging that might, one, just piss everybody off, and two, they might not even know what they're doing, right? So like, I get it. I know what you mean. Pinging is very good. But I wouldn't say it's like a godsend tool, you know? You know, I know that there's splash damage on Loki, and I don't know maybe if it's like a confidence thing, but I would like to see you try to shoot at your teammates more than just shoot the ground all the time. Because sometimes you end up looking at the ground looking to shoot stuff, and because you already have the habit of, you know, putting your head down and running when you're in trouble, it actually gets exasperated, because then once you get pressured, you don't even know what's happening to you. Okay, good job going invisible right there, keeping yourself alive.
Final 10 seconds.
I don't know if you can go all the way for this health back. There's only 10 seconds left. You need to kind of be in the fight still. I'd be working on killing that baby Bruce. Don't let him get his Hulk form back. See? A little too long, he got it back. They did C9 though, so that's good. But, you know, again, don't always count on like this team or enemies making mistakes. Because if you're always focusing on just hoping enemies make mistakes, then you're probably not going to get very far. You can always capitalize on their mistakes, but you can't just hope that they fuck up. Loki does the same damage whether he aims at the ground or the head. I am aware. That doesn't change what I was thinking, because the reason why they look at the ground is because they're looking for splash damage. I know they're looking for splash damage, but the reason I tell them not to is because right now they have a really bad habit of, and whenever they get pressured, they put their head down and run. And part of that is because they don't even know they're getting pressured or who they're getting pressured. They ran away from a baby Bruce, and they got their mech back, or their Hulk form back. Luckily they C9, but any higher rank, they're probably not getting that back, right? So like right now would be an okay time just to be shooting the group, you know, getting a bunch of heals because everybody's grouped up. Oh, I don't know about this one. I would never copy Penny. Here's where you should be copying. One, you should copy someone you're somewhat confident with, someone you actually know how to play. Like, don't pick somebody you don't know how to play. Like, if you don't know how to play Hela, don't copy Hela. You should try to always copy a support with a big ultimate, or a tank with a big ultimate, or a DPS that you really know how to play with a big ultimate. In this case, it would be Cloak and Dagger. Or Mantis, but I probably wouldn't even do Mantis. I think Cloak and Dagger at this rank is probably stronger. Or even Jeff. Jeff actually might even be stronger at this rank because you could just eat the entire enemy team and throw them off the map. If you were like a really good Hela player or DPS player or like a really good Strange player, you know how to play Strange, I'd say you could probably copy them. But someone like Penny's ult is so useless. Penny's just kind of a sustain tank. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe you didn't actually mean to copy them. But the fact that you even didn't try to go for a support copy is like a bit of an You're pretty good with the immortality beam things. All right, your Magneto needs a little bit of help, but I actually like that you're shooting the Iron Man. I kind of like that. I think that's actually the right play. Your Magneto lives long enough, so it was in fact the right play. See, this is what I mean by if you're not alive, you can't save anyone. This is a time where you have to help yourself, unfortunately, and you might be in a spot where, oh, but don't put your head down and run. Stop putting your head down and running. No. You did it again. Luckily, I mean, the game ends. I mean, that's not a good thing because you did full cap, but you do the same thing again. Anytime you get in trouble, you go, oh no, somebody, please, I need a hero. I need a hero. Somebody come save me. You know, and it's a really bad habit. You don't want to do that. You need to be self-sufficient and don't die. Be self-sufficient and don't die. Those are your keys. So this is actually pretty good positioning for you to start. The only other place I would tell you to go is the bottom right room. So if you don't know this is like a general just tip to like anyone. This corner down here is extremely powerful. This back corner, because you still have sight lines of everybody, and you also have fallback point to the health pack that's back there. And it's also very difficult to pressure people. So let's say they walk through this choke and you start getting pressured, I'd immediately jump through that window. You need to have those things planned out though. Like you have to always have like strats planned out. Like, okay, if I get pressured here, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. Until it becomes second nature, and then you'll just do it without even thinking about it. The problem with that, Loki has a hard time healing if he's down there. No, he doesn't. The reason why this is all a confidence aim issue, because like they're shooting straight down at the ground to get the big splash damage. You can do the same thing from below. There's two tanks that are standing next to each other. One, you're gonna have to hit your shots, and two, hell, you can still hit the shots underneath them. It's just gonna be slightly more difficult. If they go behind the cart, then you have to hit him, right? But you can also jump out and jump back in. See, the problem, the thing is, like, this positioning isn't bad. It's actually very good, but you will get pressured soon. Like, a team will walk through, a Hela will start shooting at you. There's a flank, there it is. Someone just starts pressuring them. And so instead of, you know, popping your invisibility right away and losing your invisibility and taking the mega, you just drop down immediately. And then you can just keep healing, figure out, do I need to go get healed right now? Do I need to go get the mega? What do I need to do? Because, like, they were just out of the fight there for a solid 15 seconds. And look at, everyone's still alive. I don't know if I would have used that immortality or I forget what that thing's called. Chat, what is that thing called technically on Loki? I keep calling it immortality field. The rune? Okay, runes. So you use the rune very early there. You're also going to be standing still here, and there's a Hawkeye Hela. I know it's bronze, so you're probably not going to get pressured really hard, but one bad stray and it's going to be over.
The moon haunts you. I have many faces.
Okay. That was actually a good rune right there. I don't know if I would have wasted that right away. I would have kept that for a little bit just in case, because now a situation like this happens where you're going to get pressured and now you're going to run. And now you don't have a way to escape for a little bit. Go get the health pack? Okay. I would like to see you go for the health pack. Maybe you didn't know the health pack was there, or you may have forgot, but you did get one earlier. So this is what I mean though about having backup plans and like, okay, if I get pressured, I'm gonna go here, and having those cooldowns ready. Because look what happened. They ended up not having a plan, and they kind of just waste a lot of time like trying to figure out what they should do. Good shots. Good shots.
May you enjoy hell.
That was pretty damn good. Now, I'd like to see you ult here to hold this point. What was that? It's either fucking dust or a fucking little fly in my room. I missed what happened. What happened? And Moon Knight moment, yeah. That's tough. There's not a whole lot to really do there to kind of react. But, like, this is kind of what I mean, though. This is why I was talking about this high ground positioning not being my favorite, even though it was good. Because, like, once they walk through and you start getting pressured, that's when you drop. Now they've already fully taken the point. They've already taken all this space. This upper high ground becomes so much more dangerous. It's great for the beginning, but you needed to have a secondary spot for once you couldn't stay there anymore. And unfortunately, you kind of got exploded, but it shouldn't have been there any longer anyways. So I want to see you copy. I was gonna say I was gonna say I want to see you copy either Mantis or Cloak and Dagger once they actually play aggressive, but they haven't played aggressive yet. So you're not using any of your leaps yet. I would just start spamming those. Like, use all of your cooldowns immediately, or not immediately, not as fast as you can, but like pretty quickly, because you're gonna end up going back into your normal Loki form anyways. Okay. Oh no! See, this is you're doing the put your head down and run thing. Don't put the head down and run thing. Deal with the threat. Kill the threat. The threat is the Moon Knight in your team. Oh man. So you want to see why this is really bad? I'll show you why it's really bad. You're gonna end up laughing and going, okay, I understand. See, this is where, if this was Overwatch version, I go, what the actual fuck are you doing? Like, what? Why are you running around like a chicken with your head cut off, looking at the ground, looking for loose change? You know why? Watch how you play here. You're gonna copy the Mantis. And then for some godforsaken reason, you decide to just start playing like a merry-go-round and running around the point. How many rotations do you end up making on the point here is actually a good question. So that was one. Do you go back around for number 2 already? I think you went back the other way. Okay, here's number 2. Another merry-go-round. Oh, the pressure going back again? Wait a minute. Oh, going back again? When in the world is standing over here on a support when the fight's happening on point a good idea? You can look back at this and go, wow, yeah, I'm so far out of position. But the reason you're out of position is because you got pressured by a Moon Knight in the backline and you put your head down and you ran away. You can't do that. You have to fight. You have to learn to fight back. This is how I play Omegle. There's a lot of people that end up playing like that. Like, the whole point of doing this is the amount of people that are probably come into Rivals that are like just people who play other games, right? Like, they either play like story games, they play cozy games, they play, you know, battle royales, they play things like CS or like, you know what I mean, or COD, right? Like, they don't have the game sense of a hero shooter. A hero shooter plays so different than most traditional FPS games. They play so differently. Okay. So I wasn't gonna say anything earlier because I wanted to give you some time, but now I feel like I've given enough time. you need to figure out something with your aim. Either you are on extremely high sensitivity with a very small mouse pad, and then, hey, there's not much you can do. You got to work with what you got. Or if you got a big ass mouse pad space like me, I do, right? You need to turn that sensitivity down a little because you do not control it very well. You're kind of flipping all over the place. I know a lot of people like to use lower sensitivity so you can kind of just like move your mouse a little bit and then be good to go. But in a shooter game, especially, you need to have more precision. And unfortunately for you, your precision is just not really there. Honestly, your cooldown usage isn't even that bad. It's for like bronze, I think it's actually pretty good. Your understanding of high grounds is pretty good, but unfortunately you get scared of fights, you put your head down and run. Once the original plan falls apart, you don't have a backup, you don't know what to do. And in the mid fights, you also get very lost. But like, if you're beginning a fight and you're not getting pressured, you're actually in a decent spot. You actually do pretty well. But then you also mechanically haven't been able to really get any kills yet, when I think you've had very many opportunities to get some kills that could have helped out a ton. That's a mechanical issue though. I can't really help with that very much. See, this is good. This is you pressuring out the Hella. I would keep pressuring out the Hella because like they were on that corner there. You probably shoot the ground next to them. Oh, really dangerous. Really dangerous. Yeah, you got away luckily, but you know, 1 or 2 shots out that window maximum, then resetting and backing away.
Only 60 seconds left.
A little early on that one. I don't think you needed to use that. Yeah, that would have been great to have as a cooldown. I don't think you needed to use that. Another thing too, though, is like a little bit of tunnel vision, where once you are like setting up your plan, like you're figuring out what you want to do, you like hyper focus on doing only that and kind of lose track of your surroundings. Gotta be a little bit more aware on that department. Okay, so you do have ult coming up. I'd like to see you cloak and dagger ult back. Where's the cloak and dagger? Find the cloak and dagger and ult. Oh, so you needed to ult way sooner. I'll tell you actually the exact moment you were supposed to ult versus where you actually ulted. I'll tell you where. Ready? You're gonna be surprised. Right here. This is where you ult. And the reason I would ult right here is because there's 30 seconds left in the game. I would be walking up right now looking for the cloak and dagger. You already have Mantis ult that's going off. You walk up, find the cloak and dagger, copy them, and then start ulting into their team. You have both support ults, you win the fight. There is no way your team control that. There is no fucking way. Normally, you would not want to layer support ults. However, this is one specific case it is allowed because there's 28 seconds on the clock. They will not be able to touch again because this fight will take about 10 to 12 seconds to finish on the fast end, which means you just win the game. See, now they're looking for their cloak and dagger ult back. Your Mantis is running away. You should be automatically looking for wherever their cloak and dagger ult was before, because by the time you come back here, you would have already ulted. They die. You're like, uh-oh, what do I do? But it wouldn't matter. And all of this wouldn't even have mattered because you would have already copied the cloak and dagger and already ulted. You already would have done that. You would have been proactive instead of reactive. So unfortunately, you go to ult, you get canceled, I think, by the Hella. And now you've lost your ult, and your team has no supports, which means they're now in big trouble over there. You use your runes very early a lot. That one was okay, though, because of your team being really low HP, but you use it very early. I don't think you even saw the Bucky. I think you're really tunnel visioned on healing your team. But remember I was talking about how you mechanically need a little bit of assistance, and I can't really help you with that. I'm gonna teach you something right now, and this applies to literally every rank in Rivals. I'm gonna teach you something. Do you want me to teach you something? Here it is. Loki can heal from range. There's many supports that can heal from range. There is a habit players that are mechanically not confident and not very good do. Typically supports do it a lot. DPS can do it too, but typically it's mostly support players that do it. Without realizing it or not, get as close to their teammates to heal them as they can. They end up inching closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to their tanks. In Overwatch, we applied this to like Ana players a lot, where they would the Ana players would like over time like walk closer and closer to their Rhine and try to stick the gun as far up their ass as they physically could. That way they don't miss any healing. It's a sign of a player that's not very mechanically confident, because the closer you are, the less chance you are of missing. You do not have to be this close, but you watch. You're gonna creep forward as you go. You could stand here and keep healing the entire time, right? You see there's mines that are your side, like you're safe. But
You're quite well.
you do this thing where you just creep forward, and it puts you in a spot to die. Probably still lose this fight regardless. But if you watch this entire VOD back, you do it a lot. You do it a lot. And it's not just you. A lot of players do it. Well, you can be a high sensitivity gamer and still be very accurate. It doesn't have anything to really do sensitivity. I just personally believe that lower sensitivity makes it, you have the ability to make more precise adjustments. But there are gamers who play on very high sensitivity and they're still very accurate. The process of walking at them though, and trying to stand as close as possible to not miss is not sensitivity, it's confidence. Because confidence is what's driving them to be closer, because they don't want to be the person who's not healing their teammates or not hitting their shots. They want to be the person who's helping. So a good question out of the YouTube chat. I've done that, but the tanks keep breaking line of sight. So what am I supposed to do besides getting closer? Okay, in a situation like this, I cannot give you a blanket statement because there are times that you should walk with them and there's times you should not. However, I'm going to assume you are talking situations where it is not safe to walk. Look at me. Look me in the eyes. If your tank players LOS you and it's not the time to walk, it is just they walk in and feed, right? And knowing the difference between those two situations is difficult. But if they are the type that are just walking in 1v6, turning the corner and dying, do not turn the corner with them and die. You will troll. Let them die. Let them go. If they die, they die. If they keep doing it, they'll figure it out eventually. In every game, especially hero shooters, the number one tip I can give you without looking at your rank or your gameplay is to die less. Most players take way too much damage and also take way too many team resources. Whether it's tanks that are feeding really hard and taking too much damage that don't let supports give time to heal others, / look for damage, / look for damage boosts, / look for other opportunities. Whether it's DPS players that believe that they need the perma pocket and they're not getting healed on the flank, or if it's support players who believe that they need to chase their tanks to keep them alive. All three are the problem. You need to let them go. And I can't tell you how much more true that was than when I was doing my Bronze GM Captain America, like just leveling up that alt account. I don't give a fuck if I'm getting healed or not. I don't give a fuck if anyone on my team is yelling at me or getting mad. I go in, I get 2-3 people on me, I stay alive the entire time, I make sure I never die, I stay alive the entire time, I don't push my limits, and then guess what? I get in and I get out. Do you know what happened though? There were times where my support players chased me, and they chased me and died, and then got mad at me. But guess who didn't die? I never died. They made the mistake of chasing. You need to learn when you should chase and when you should not. Most people do not know the answer. It's a hard pill to swallow. But it's the truth. So you super chat, they've a super chat on the YouTube chat. You can't heal dumb. Well, here's the deal. You actually can't out heal dumb. It's true. You can't out heal damage. Actually, that's not true in this game. You can out heal some things with like Luna ult or whatever. But there are things to beat Luna ult. There's Moon Knight Groot. That does beat it. But like on average, right? Even if both supports are pumping one tank player, if that tank player is getting shot at by 6 players at the same time, they will die. On average, heals loses to damage, combined it. They have to learn. And if they don't learn, it's not your responsibility to teach them, but it is your responsibility to stay alive, have impact, and make sure everyone else still is able to play the game. I'm not telling you to go hide in a corner though. If you go hide in a corner, that's just as useless. You still gotta be playing the game actively. Okay, so I know you are choosing the Penny on purpose. Penny is one of the worst picks you could do on Loki. It is, unironically, probably the worst copy pick, I think, you could do. However, though, I am realizing in this exact moment that they might not even walk up because they're scared of the...
Final score, 2-3.
I didn't even get to finish my thought. I see why you do it now, because it works here. But this is a great example of just because it works in whatever you're playing as, in that rank, don't mistake it as a good idea. Don't mistake it as something that was a good play. Because this is a great example, a fantastic example of your teammates and you made less mistakes than the enemy team did. Didn't mean you made a play there. Yeah, I mean, okay, technically you make a play, right? Like that was something you planned on doing. But any sense of game sense, any sense of timer, any sense of anything beyond bronze, maybe silver, maybe gold at the absolute fucking most, people are going to go, oh, first off, I got to walk to point. We have to touch. We don't touch, we lose the game. Second off, it's just spiders. They're the spider webs. They don't hurt that bad. We'll be fine, right? Because it works here, doesn't mean it will work beyond here. Even though, yes, you win the game, and yes, honestly, that play probably wins you the game. It still was suboptimal to do that in a game beyond the rank that we're currently playing in, if that makes sense. If you are able to recognize that, and that it may be a good play here, but it won't be a good play in a better game, then my hat's off to you, and then it was the correct play. I don't believe that's the case, though, because I saw the first penny copy. I believe it was just a penny copy to copy penny as like maybe a potentially good ult. Regardless though, I will say for your first ever shooter, you're pretty damn good actually. You're actually pretty damn good. You're much better than I expected. So I gotta give you credit there. I gotta give you credit. I think you have a very bright future. So Flash just hates penny. Hey chat, do you guys like pancakes or waffles? I'm personally a pancake enjoyer. You mean you say that you fucking hate waffles? Okay dude, relax. Calm down.